You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show. What's going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going, buddy?
Doing all right. Saturday night, late, 10:30. We're getting on the mics. But a win is a win, and it feels okay. What about you?
Same. I'm not going to get too high or too low on wins and losses right now. Kind of just going to let it play out here because I just don't have any control, and I don't have it in me to get all, juiced up over wins and losses. It's kind of just a little bit of going through the motions, but that's where we are right now as a fan base, it feels like.
Yeah, going through the motions until the more important stuff happens, like trade deadline, which is beginning of March. We still got a month and a half before that happens.
But some potential stocks up tonight on the trade market, so we can get into all that. And we have a lot of goals to talk about too. So you want to hop into it?
Let's go right through it.
All right. So in the first period, no goals for either side, although it looked like maybe Noah Dobson was going to get a goal, but they ruled that goalie interference almost immediately. Obviously, they took a look at it, but it was Kyle McLean who interfered with former friend of the show, Georgiev, who killed the Islanders for pretty much his whole career, but was awful tonight.
He was not good tonight, but that was awful by Kyle McLean. I understand you go to the net, but he was going through the net at that point. It was just so dumb and completely unnecessary. We probably don't score if that happens. So, whatever. It's just dumb. And it's the stuff that you don't want to see from guys like that are already kind of on thin ice, if you will. You're going, come on, man. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do these type of high risk plays with very little reward. So thankfully he didn't bite us in the end, but the Islanders played well throughout that first period, just evidenced by the number of shots, 10-4 in favor of us. But just dumb stuff. And I was hoping that wasn't going to be a trend going forward, or what should have been an easy win for us.
Yeah, I was hoping so as well, but a relatively quiet first period outside of that. I mean, Islanders had 10 shots, San Jose only 4 shots in the first, a period of play here. So it wasn't like a high event hockey first period.
It was not a back and forth. It was not a track meet until it became one for a few minutes. It was not a track meet. It was one way. The Islanders were really good. I like some of the comments here, glad they were motivated by Brent Sutter Knight to not embarrass themselves. And John Smith kind of saying the same thing. I'm glad. Am I glad they didn't embarrass themselves against the awful Sharks? Yes. Do I care they won? Not even a little. This
Correct.
year has just been one disaster after another. It is what it is, but you start off the first period and you're not down, whatever, and let's enjoy the Saturday night type of thing.
Exactly. So let's get to the second period. Tons of goals to talk about. The first was Matthew Barzal on nice breakaway here, goes in and makes a nice play on net.
Yeah. Awful puck management from whoever that is. 96. Is that Vlasic? Doesn't matter. Unlike a Pickle, he was not sharp there. Oh no, it's Wallman. Is it Pickle sharp? A Pickle isn't sharp.
I'm not a Pickle guy.
What? We can't be friends. End the podcast. It's done.
Wrap it up.
It's done. And then great job by Matthew Barzal, who's got goals in back-to-back games now. Are we back on 30 goal Barzy watch?
All right, how about 20? Maybe we'll talk about 20. That's goal number 6 on the year for Matt Barzal.
That's not a laugh at him. It's a laugh at the absurdity of me saying he could be a 30 goal scorer. Although he took a while to get back on it after the injury, and that is 6 goals in 24 games. So 6 over 24 times 82 is 21 goal pace, and he had that slow down. There was 4 or 5 games where he was still getting caught up here. So if you take those out of it, 6 over 20 times 82 is a 25 goal pace.
Hey now. All right.
There you go.
Sign me up for that.
Exactly. Let's go. But Barzy's doing the goddamn thing. He's got only a 2-game point streak, which is a goal streak really, because it's all he's scored. But he's got points in 7 of his last 8 now, or 6 of his last 7. Doing the goddamn thing, man. Love it.
Yeah, at least he's producing and he's going to be here anyway. So you want guys like him to produce.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's got to do. You still need guys to score 80 some odd points in over 80 games if you don't want to get embarrassed. And we're not saying like you have to win every game because whatever, but we're also not saying you have to lose every game. That's just not going to happen. You have to be competitive, and you need these guys to do so.
Wait, hold on. We got to pull this Orbican comment up. My dad was right. We're going on a run.
Orbican's dad. Come on, man.
Oh God, that's fantastic. He nailed it. All right, we got to get to the Barclay Goodrow goal, which Marcus Hogberg's been very good, but this was a horrific goal to let in.
He must not have seen it. I know that Hicks was talking about how it may have gone off a defender, maybe. But
it didn't look that way to me. Maybe Dobson screened him going in front of him, but that's the only thing that I could think of because this seemed like a relatively harmless shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking the same. Like he got screened and didn't really see where it was coming and just kind of put himself down in the butterfly and, just kind of hoped and prayed that it would bounce off him and it didn't. So it looks bad, certainly. And it is. It's can you answer for that? Because you go up one, they immediately get one back. You want to answer. They answered, well, we're going to answer too, buddy, and we're going to keep our 1-goal lead. And they friggin' did it 40 seconds later, thanks to Brock Nelson.
40 seconds later, trade target Brock Nelson with the assist by other trade target Kyle Palmieri on this one.
It's a package deal. Kyle can only be traded with another player. That's the only way it works.
Apparently.
Yeah, but you don't see it on this visualization. So if anyone who's watching this video either live or afterwards, the puck is fumbling the way that it gets to Brock Nelson's stick. And he's able to crater it up and just kind of lift it over Georgiev and in. Just a nice little piece of improvisation there from Brock Nelson on what was a fumbly puck from Kyle Palmieri.
Yeah, and look, you need him to be producing in order to get the most return out of him, right? Like, I think even if he wasn't, which for a while this year he was very quiet, I think a center who is usually a perennial 30 goal scorer is going to fetch you a lot at the trade deadline, but especially if he gets hot over the next month and starts popping in goals left and right, that should only enhance things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If it goes up there, and we're looking for a nice little package for sure. What did Kevin Hayes get when he was traded? And Kevin Hayes was not playing that well. NHL trade tracker, if you want to vamp for me, while I look that up.
I don't remember off the top of my head here. I'm about to sneeze too, which is the
good combo here. But yeah, I remember he got quite a package. Did Kevin Hayes? Hayes is last name Hyes. Kevin Hayes, from Winnipeg to Winnipeg from the Rangers. They got Brendan Lemieux did the Rangers, which is like a depth player, young at that point. This is 2019, a first-round pick and a conditional fourth-round pick for Kevin Hayes, mind you, who in 2019 was I don't have his stats here because apparently that's not loading. But anyways, Brock Nelson better than Kevin Hayes.
Yeah, I would say definitely. Kevin Hayes has never scored 30 goals in his career, and he had a 55-point season in 2018-19. So you would think that by comparison, Brock Nelson should fetch you more, but at least a first plus. I would think a first and some prospects or a young roster player.
Exactly. So yeah, there you go. Good things from Brock Nelson, and also because we get that 1-goal lead back, because we want to win against the Sharks. We can't be losing against the Sharks. With all due respect to them, we cannot be losing to them. And then we add another one just for good measure, just at the end of the period. I can't believe we're allowed to score these goals with less than a minute left in the period.
27 seconds left in the period. Noah Dobson gets in on the action. Anders Lee in front of the net, doesn't tip it. Likely provides a screen, though, I would imagine, on this goal.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. This one also looked bad for Georgiev. Maybe not as bad as the next one that goes in, but it just kind of, it doesn't actually, no, I'm thinking of a different one because it goes off of the Shark defender, then off of Georgiev and in. It just double doinks its way into the net.
A little double doink action. That's what happens when you're not going well. Unfortunately, those are the goals that are going in against you usually.
Or just if you're taking shots, like the Islanders end the game with 31 shots. I haven't looked at their underlying numbers to see what the course is. I would imagine the shot attempts are quite high as well. But this is what happens. This is the Carolina playbook. You just take shots and throw them towards net. You never know what's going to happen. It might single doink. It might not. It might just beat Hogberg clean like it happened to us. These are the chances you have to take by just throwing pucks towards net that we just never did because we were doing like a, quality over quantity situation, which worked, but it wasn't sustainable.
Yep, 100%. So Islanders take a 3-1 lead into the second intermission after they were tied 0-0 and pretty dominant. I mean, 24 shots to the San Jose Sharks 11 after 2 periods of play.
It was frustrating at the beginning though, right? Because they had them hemmed in and they were just throwing pucks on net and nothing was going in. And then they take the interference call, which was a joke penalty, but they take an interference call and you're going, great. Here we go. All of the momentum that we had built up is going to go right down the tube, but then they killed the penalty clean. Excellent penalty kill. Too little, too late, but the penalty kill looks like it's fixed.
It's been significantly better. They dug themselves so deep of a hole, like the number is still really ugly. But it's been better over the last few weeks, which I guess if you're looking for positives, sure, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Do with it what you will. But maybe for next year, positive for next year, going like we might need that, what to do.
Maybe. Although I don't think the coaching staff is going to be here next year.
No, it's 5-6 games without a penalty goal or power play goal against.
All right. That's again, when you look at how bad they were most nights, you'll take that. But
yeah, absolutely. But now you go into the dreaded third period with a 2-goal lead, and we're all going like in the back of our mind saying, can they do it?
We've seen this story before, but a minute 3 in, here's a goal that you were talking about. Ryan Pulock gets on the board here in what wasn't a great goal, but they don't ask you how, they ask how many.
Key. It just beats Georgiev under the leg kind of awkwardly. His right leg, because he's facing the shot to his left. And I guess he's not perfectly centered to the shot, and it comes right under the leg. And it's just not what you want to see if you were the San Jose Sharks. It's exactly what you want to see for the New York Islanders, because now we have a 3-goal lead. And we had the run of play the entire game, and now you like to see that we have it going into the third. I felt a lot more comfortable. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I definitely did. So they go up by 3 and pretty much cruised the rest of the way. San Jose got 8 shots, Islanders got 7, but not a whole lot of action, I thought, in that third period.
It really wasn't. The Islanders did a good job of taking away just about anything that these Sharks could create. They had a 1.67 expected goals in all situations today to the Islanders 3.6. I referenced these shot attempts, 75 for the Islanders to 55 by the Sharks, a plus 20 shot attempts in all situations. It was one-way traffic. The Islanders played a great game, regardless of the fact that it's the San Jose Sharks. Great game.
Yeah, I mean, this was a complete win, one of their few complete wins that they've had on the season.
Yeah.
So a win is a win. Let's do some box score numbers, and then we'll get into the ice time. So shots on goal, Islanders dominated 31-19. Islanders slightly better in the faceoff dot, 51%. Neither team scored on their one power play opportunity, so 2 penalty minutes a pop and 0% on the power play. Ton of hits in this game, 40 for San Jose. The Islanders had 37. That just seems ridiculously high.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, actually. Block shots 2016 Islanders more, giveaways 28-24. I don't know what's up with this box score. These numbers seem absurd. And then takeaways Islanders 4-2.
Yeah, we're looking at like what was that? Like 52 giveaways between both teams. That's high. Clearly neither of them were managing the puck well. So, you know what? I may take back the Islanders played a great game statement, because I think if they played that type of game against anyone else, maybe they get punished for it. 24 giveaways. Wow. Oof.
Yeah, that's huge. Big numbers, way too high.
That's really bad. And I know that there's a phenomenon in the league right now, or this year anyways, where the giveaway numbers are being tracked a little bit higher than we're used to. But still, 24 is rough, man.
It is rough. So let's take a look at the ice time. Who do we got leading the way for Islanders forwards?
I think it's going to be Brock Nelson. I just felt that he was out there a lot. Okay.
He was fourth for forwards at 1635. Matthew Barzal was number one at 1838. Also had Elite 1821 and Horvat 1811.
So close. We were talking about like a shift or two. Well, 2 shifts probably. Okay.
Yep.
Matt Martin
was
was not. He was not playing today. I'm going to say Kyle McLean.
Not a bad guess. He's third at least. It's Gatcomb at 11 minutes and 23 seconds.
Okay. It's just Brendan was saying that he probably finished with 11 in the third period. So I was going, yeah, 11 seems pretty high for that fourth line. So I'll go with McLean because I don't like the mistake that he made.
No, that was
basically.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah. Okay. Defenseman is Noah Dobson.
24-30 for Noah Dobson. Romanov, who's back, was 23-26.
Yeah. Dobber played a good game. Outside of the production that he's got, I thought he had a decent game. I didn't see any glaring, awful mistakes.
Nope. He needed it in a big way because he was horrible on Thursday.
Yeah. As we were saying to each other, like, do we think that he downloaded Twitter and then deleted it immediately again?
Maybe he might have.
He must have. I hope he did. I really hope he did for multiple reasons, but specifically him being good again.
Yeah. Least amount of ice time.
Oh, I want to see who. I know George played. I don't know who his defensive partner was. Okay, it was. I'm going to say it's George. It's definitely
George. 12 minutes 26 seconds. He was paired with Scott Mayfield, who had 16:51.
Yeah, neither of them were bad. Neither of them were bad. I think this is just some guys were going better, specifically the P&P duo there, and so they ran him for 20 some odd minutes.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame them for how they ran their defensemen at all.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then the Hog was fantastic today. Absolutely fantastic.
You want to pull up his numbers? He was 18 and 19 for 947 save percentage. Just that one mistake against Barclay Goodrow. That was it.
Yeah, our man Will and I'm gonna throw him under the bus here. Over in the Discord, so that sign up to the Patreon, then you get access to our Discord channel. Saying that, and this is tongue in cheek a little bit, that Hogberg needs to be the starter now. Start 4 out of 5 and put Sorokin on waivers.
Yeah, might as well. Sure. Let's do it.
I know he's not saying that truthfully. It's not as he wouldn't say that with conviction, but the sentiment is there that we're really positive on what's happening with Hoiberg there, or Hogberg, whatever. And yeah, why not, man? Varley has become expendable, it seems, at this point.
I would think so. Now he's got to get healthy too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's a trade deadline trade. That might be an off-season thing. Yeah. I just don't feel like you get a ton of goalie trades, except the Islanders did in 2015. They traded
Halak, right?
No, not Halak. Not before this. Not in season. They traded. Oh my God, what the hell was his name?
Talking about Nabokov? No, it's 2015.
No. Oh my God, I can't. Give me a second.
Why am I not able to think of this goalie from 2015?
It's 10 years. I mean, it is 10 years ago. He only started. Michael Neuwirth. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't come up with his name.
Oh wow, I totally forgot that we traded for Neuwirth.
Yeah, they traded. Chad Johnson was their backup before that, and then
also forgot about him.
They brought in Neuwirth, who started all of 5 games for the Islanders.
Excellent, good job, Gar Snow. Excellent stuff.
He was doing well in Buffalo, but shit the bed with the Islanders. He had a 918 save percentage in Buffalo and then an 881 with the Islanders. So not great.
That's really bad when you are better in Buffalo than you are anywhere else. That's bad.
Yeah.
Buffalo need to sign him yesterday.
Oof. Tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, big old win, but it doesn't really change a whole lot. Standings, we're still like at the bottom of the East, right? Just above Buffalo. We have 4 points on them. We're still 7 points back now of a wild card spot with no games in hand. The gap is growing, and I think it's grown to a certain point where you cannot say that we're in contention anymore.
Yep. It's They're not. They definitely are not in contention. So this win doesn't change anything how we feel about what they need to do at the trade deadline.
No, totally agree. Totally agree.
Want to do some comments before we hop out?
Yeah, Anthony's been in the chat here talking like we don't even know how to tank, which is true. We don't. But we shouldn't have expected that we were going to tank. Lou said just last week that we're still in contention. Really, this win against the second worst team in the NHL reinforced Lou's will not trade anyone. I don't know about that.
You lost me on the last sentence. I don't think it's going to change anything.
I think you're getting way too negative. They're not going to tank, and there's of course they never would. They were never going to be as bad as Chicago right off the hop. They were never going to be as bad as San Jose right off the hop either. They were never going to be a tank team, but they're not going to be a good team. They're just not. So I think we could be safe that we're going to have a decent pick, and then Lou's going to do the right thing. Don't be too negative about it.
They're not trying to tank, and they're still the second worst team in the conference. So
yeah, exactly. And look, there, Andre's telling you they're going to lose against Columbus on Monday.
Probably, I would think so. They have a tough stretch of games coming up here over the next few. They got Columbus, they have Philly, and then they have Colorado.
Yeah.
Carolina too. I forgot.
Yeah, to close out the homestand. Yep. Not going to be great. Good job, Andre. You're absolutely right. To Joe says, how do we feel about getting a top 10 pick? Tanking and getting a top 10 pick. I don't think you need to add the word tanking in it. Or I guess taking. Sorry, I added an N, Joe. Taking a top 10 pick. Assuming Lou does not trade it away. That would drive me nuts if he did. Right?
I would say there's no way that it happens. Currently, they have the number 7 pick in the NFL draft. In the NHL draft. Excuse me. I have a football game on in the background, so that's I have NFL on the brain. But they are comfortably in a top 10 spot right now, and I would think that's where they finish, especially if they are trading some guys off of the deadline as well.
Yeah, and then good odds to even move up and win one of those 2 slots, baby. And if you're within the top 10, you can move all the way up to 1 or 2. If you're beyond that, you cannot. Obviously, you can only move up 10 spots. Feels pretty good about that.
I'm hitting the sim lottery as many times. Oh, it took me 4 clicks, and the Islander. Here we go. Look, four clicks, so the Islanders got the number 1 pick.
Yeah, exactly. And then there you go, Anthony. Like if the team was serious, they'd have kept the momentum going after that road trip, right? They went 3-0. It'd be a 5-game win streak at this point. The team isn't capable of going on any time consistent run, and that there's no lies detected there. They're just not capable to piece it together for that long in one stretch.
No, because they're not a good team. They're not a good team.
Yeah. Andre saying that they should try to move Peugeot. Yep.
Yeah, anyone who is not a long-term answer.
Yeah. Yes, Anthony. Yes, if they will take him, the interest is there. If they're going to take him, absolutely.
That's seems like a no-brainer. We did a video on the channel about it, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But both Mitch and I are very in on that idea.
Yeah, Joe seems to really want me to have a handlebar mustache.
I like your mustache as is.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it, Joe. I am happily married and don't want to be unhappily divorced. This is not going to happen. She will instantaneously will happen.
Yeah, that's
without question.
Yep, over, right?
It'll be over in a heartbeat. And then just kind of rounding things out, Andre saying that we really miss Simon Holmstrom.
Yeah, I mean, I think Holmstrom's developed into a nice little third line player here. I don't think he's a star, but I think he's solid.
Yeah, good middle six player who's giving him some cerebral qualities. He's giving him some speed. He's giving him a little bit of everything, just nothing over the top type of thing, which is fine. You drafted an NHLer is what we got. We didn't get a game breaker, but you still got an NHLer, which is what we were expecting.
Yep.
And then just reminding us that Varley has a no trade. Because of course.
He has a no trade. I don't know. Maybe he'll waive it. Who knows?
That's true. Maybe he will. Lou just tell him I'm not going to play you. I got Hoiberg. I can't. I'll send you somewhere else. Go help Colorado or whatever. Oh no,
your choices are Bridgeport or accept this trade.
Yeah. Did you? I sent you the picture of Bridgeport earlier today.
Yeah, not ideal. There was an entire section empty on a Friday night for the Bridgeport Islanders,
and a lot of seats in other sections emptied. Of course, Bridgeport ended up losing 6-4. Samuel Brodzik got 2 points though, so maybe he's turning a corner. Who am I kidding? That's not laughing at Samuel. That's just laughing at us not being able to have good things come out of Bridgeport. So
Nope. Yep.
That's it for the comments, buddy.
All right. So that's going to do it for us on this post-game show, guys. Thanks for hanging. I'm Matt. He's Mitch, and we'll catch you next time.